I've gotta find someone to like him!
Whew, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed.
Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him
A You mean you the defendant before this case?
Yes, I just really want to help him. I owe him that much.
Tell them I'm guilty! Give me the I ain't afraid to die!
What? A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap her. Our school had a saying, when something s***s, it's usually the butts. He just has terrible luck. Which is why I took the case. To his... The, is ready, Your Honor.
This is your first, is it not?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your for your client's sake. I hope you can control your
shaking.
The defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, stands accused of his girlfriend, Ms. Cindy Stone, with a single blow to the head from a blunt. The murder weapon was this statue of the
You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's You'll get your chance to the prosecution later.
Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently you?
I wasn't She just wasn't taking my ever.
The victim was a model, but did not have a large It appears that she had several daddies.
My client had no...
Ooh! Yeah, cheating dog! I'm gonna die.
I believe the accused is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite.
The prosecution would like to a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying.
Who is your witness?
The man who the victim's body. He saw the fleeing the scene of the crime.
I saw a man an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. I quailed at fright and found myself unable to go inside. The in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a black in the building.
Now, Mr. Wright, you may begin your examination.
All right, Wright. This is it. The real You expose the lies in the witness just gave.
Lies?
Your is innocent, right? Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a cunt in there. Just find it and rub it in the witness's face.
Mr. Solid, isn't a man in an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take notice of him.
He just seemed strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad, and yet at the same time.
But you said you found yourself unable to the apartment. So did you, or didn't you?
Oh, that? I can explain that. There was a cordless on a in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to the police. You see, I don't have a cell phone.
Right. What time did you call again?
It was exactly 1 p.m.
1? You the body at 1 o'clock p.m. You're sure? Frankly, I find that hard. There was nobody to... no body to at 1 o'clock p.m.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe.
Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out the
Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Schutt?
I saw it! There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon.
Objection! The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock?
Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock!
The statue is indeed a clock. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue.
So the murder weapon was a table clock after all.
Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's... The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. Just at the witness's face!
How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a
He's right! How am I going to prove that?
This means that I cannot let you the witness, and unfortunately, this ends the examination of Mr. Frank Shawlett.
I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens! You me like a criminal! A criminal! You lawyers are all slime!
Yourself.
I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor. I owe it all to you.
Not at all, not at all. You your own in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. Wait, wasn't this the evidence that...
Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me.
Really? You? Well, you. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is them. And in order to them, you have to yourself.
And so my first trial came to a close. I was pretty sure Larry wasn't going to us. Unless you count the clock he gave me.
This case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected.